How's it going, everyone? Good to see you all. Brian Harvey here. Sorry I haven't been about for a while, but I'm still having issues with the house and just getting straight in there. Like, things take forever. You know what it's like. So that's where I've been. That's what I've been doing. But I've not come here to talk about that. I was literally just in bed, and I put YouTube on, and I'm laying now, and down the rabbit hole news came on, and Roger Norris, or Rogelio Norris, and the hotel manager and someone else from the Casa Sur Palermo hotel all just got acquitted. Rogelio Norris acquitted. I did say, didn't I? I did say nothing is going to happen to Roger. Nothing. And what's happened? Nothing. Acquitted. I stand by what I said in the beginning with regards to what's happened to Liam. The whole reason that he was in Argentina anyway, being for this purpose, what was to happen to Liam. I never believed it was an accident. I still don't believe that that's him at the Casa Sur Palermo in the photographs that we've been shown. You know, the fact that they've gone from security camera footage to black and white and grainy, you just happen to not be able to see his face or any detail of what you would know of Liam in any of the photographs. They're very hard to see. You can't really see what's going on now. And I still believe it was a body double. But I did say from the beginning, Roger Norris, nothing is going to happen to that man. And here we are. 4 months later, nothing's going to happen to him. And it hasn't. Acquitted, along with the people that run the hotel. Now, it looks like Brian Perez and the other guy, the other drug dealer guy, they're still in prison. I think they're awaiting trial. But the important ones are now out of it. All out of it. And, well, you know my feeling, and I've said it from day one. I believe it was murder, and this was all set up. And we've just had 2 mainstream interviews, one from Kate Cassidy with Simon Cowell's friend, who's working at the Sun, Clemmy Moody. There's a controlled interview straight away. And I've not seen the other one, but I've heard about it from Maya Henry. 2 coordinated interviews, I would say. I don't even need to see Maya Henry's one. The fact that they've sort of come out back to back, you know, the ex and the current girlfriend, all coordinated. And, but yeah, I've always stated all the way through, nothing's going to happen to Roger. Nothing. Or the hotel people. Because of who the hotel is owned by. And who, you know, Roger Norris, the people that he would be answering to. The mob. The fact that this all took place in Argentina and got made to look like an accident, I never believed it. Never. Excuse me, 1 second. You know what TikTok's like. All staged and all planned. Just like the planting of the drugs in the room. I'll take you back to the first toxicology report where all of the mainstream media was stating that there was pink stuff found in Liam's system, and there wasn't. So, you know, what happens to that story now, that narrative? because it was like something that just got made up, didn't stick, then that to come with something that looked a little bit more realistic. So no pink stuff then. It's looking like there's H on the table and all that as well, from the way that the cans were burnt and stuff that was found in the sink in the Casseur. I always said from day one that room looked staged. Heavily staged. You know, like the mob done it. And I still believe I was right. I was right about Roger. Everyone was hanging on, waiting for, yeah, he's justice will be served and that. No, it won't. No, it won't. For that toxicology report to come out in the way that it did, the head of the police and the courts and all of these people, they are all entangled in it together. It will be a controlled situation. It may look like, you know, this person's got a lawyer, this person's, but at the core, at the heart of it all will be controlled. Toxicology reports, head of police, you know, what evidence is used and what's not used, what's released out to the press, all of it. They're all in on it together. That's my view. That's my view. And justice has not been served. You know, Liam's dead. And the narrative, I've been keeping up with Harsh on YouTube, and, you know, that's kind of really all I've been watching on it, really. I do catch down the rabbit hole news here and there, because I think she's quite a good source of information, quite thorough. And so they're the two main people that I've really been listening to. I've not been on TikTok, so I've not been hearing anything on there, because I've just not been on there for a while. But does it surprise me? No, it don't. This guy's been murdered, and it's been made to look like an accident. And the mainstream media and the press have been controlled from the inside out. Whether it's Clemmy Moody interviewing Kate Cassidy, who a lot of people were waiting for some real answers from. But she just gave this wishy-washy, you know, like she didn't really care. And we'll wait 4 months and then we'll get her to speak on it. I think this is all planned. I think it's all planned. And the fact that she vlogged all the way home, so she's not there, not a part of it, that was so that she can say, well, it ain't got nothing to do with me. I weren't even there. It just keeps her out of it. Maya Henry, she weren't there. So, you know, she's not going to get in any trouble. They done a good job, like I said, of making Rogelio Norris look like he was in trouble, although I never fell for it. TMZ interviewing these people before there's been any sort of trial, and pushing a narrative of Liam just being a complete nightmare, really, and at a low point in his life. And I don't believe any of that narrative. I think if he did have some problems in the past, which he may well have done, things are always talked up more than what they are. I don't believe he was having any problems now. I don't. I think he was on the turnaround. You know, he had the Netflix, Building the Band documentary under his belt. He was clearly, you know, trying to turn things around. He'd just been dropped by the record label. But then that's a convenient avenue to pick up on and say, you know, oh, he smashed his laptop in the lobby. He must have got bad news because the record company have dropped him. Nah. I mean, where is the laptop? Where is this smashed up laptop? Why haven't we never seen any pictures of it? And who was the journalist? The Argentinian journalist, Paula Vieira or something like that. I'll have to bring that back up. But this woman that said she actually saw the footage of him falling, rubbish. Rubbish. She needs pulling up on that. I'll have to do a video on that woman. Because, yeah, absolute rubbish. She's not seen anything of the sort. I believe he was attacked while he was out there, done in the head. Then they've had to come up with a reason for why he's got this head injury. They've used the Casa Sur Palermo Hotel. This would have all been planned. All of this has been planned. It's been planned. Do I believe he was on any drugs? No, I don't. No, I don't. I don't. I don't even believe the bit about the antidepressants. I don't. I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. Sertraline, they say, yeah? I used to be on sertraline. I used to take sertraline. I don't think he was on sertraline. I don't. But it's gone the way that I thought it was going to go. And that is now Rogelio Norris is off the hook, acquitted, and the two main people at the Casa Sur. And they would be, wouldn't they, if it was all mob-owned? They would be. The mob are going to make sure that their own hotel workers, not the couple that they're throwing under the bus, Liam Payne and this, I can't remember this other guy's name now, Ezekiel something, the one whose face we've not really seen properly, he will probably end up taking the rap. Liam Payne, I mean, if you believe the drug story, if you believe they even met, you know, I think this is just done in stages, and we've cleared the main ones. We've strung it out for 4 months. They've been cleared. We knew they was going to get cleared. They're not, the mob are not going to drop their own hotel people in it, are they? Or Roger, that they've got to play out this whole role. They're not going to drop them in it. They was always going to get cleared. Like I said, Roger, you're going to look like you're in a serious trouble, but don't worry, right at the end, you get cleared, there ain't going to be a problem. And that's exactly what's happened. So fucking... Even Cheryl, you know, they even put a story out about her, didn't they? Oh, she's got a stalker, you know? I can't remember what it was, but all stuff to take you off the path, feel sympathy for these other people. Well, Liam Payne's dead. He's dead. And he's been left trashed in the media. Anything good that he's ever done, forget that. But, you know, he was a druggie, alcoholic. It's just gone exactly how they've planned it to go. And I've said this all the way along. Even from the first day that it was on the news, and I started seeing all the symbolism throughout. In the hotel room, the checkerboard bag, the chess pieces in the room. I'm like, no, this is Masonic. This is Masonic. And you'd have to be Masons in order to pull all this stuff off, to control toxicology reports, to have the head of the police in your pocket, to control the media that's coming from Argentina outwards. It'd have to be mob controlled. You know, only the mob can control the head of the police. And look how quick that toxicology report came out. It was bollocks. It was bollocks. And they need to explain that. Well, where did that come from? And why did it come out so quick? But I've gone on for a bit, so I won't say much more. I will make a video about this at some future point, but I just wanted to express my condolences to Liam Payne's family, the ones that are fighting for him. Sorry I am that this has happened with Roger and these people have got away with it. But it is much deeper than the surface story than you're getting. And I've always said that. It's masonically controlled by people with power. And he's been murdered. And it's going to be a big payday for people. If it's not, that's already started. I'm pretty sure 1D albums have already charted. The re-release of the documentary that 1D done. Everything's been controlled. Philosophical words from, you know, friends in the industry. No one really showing any major outrage. Yeah, It's not good. So what we thought was going to happen has happened. It's going to be interesting to see how they play it with these last two now, the so-called drug dealers. Maybe they're going to take the rap for it. Maybe that's how it's going to go. Although I don't really see Brian Payers taking the rap for it because he's clearly a Mason. That only leaves the other guy, Ezekiel. And we have to take everyone's word for it. The information is not being hidden from us. Messages that have been sent. There's loads that doesn't make any sense. Basically, we're having to take everyone's word for it, that this is what happened to Liam, and I don't buy it for a second. I never did. I never will. And it's a shame that a man can be set up in that way, lured to another part of the world where they got everything ready to go, even as far as a body double. Because that person in the lobby with his back to you in black and white photographs and being carried, that ain't Liam. That ain't Liam. He was never at that place alive. And that's my view. That's my personal view. He was never there alive. He was brought in the middle of the night, placed there the next day. Didn't happen in the afternoon. Happened the night before. Yeah, and then early the next morning, they brought him in. They even fucked up on the phone call to the authorities. Good morning. Sorry, you can't get away from that. Good morning. They're saying that the bag, all that rubbish with the bag on the balcony, you know, 1 minute Brett Watson's staying 1 floor under him, then he's 2 floors under him. Why? Because, oh, you know, what are we going to say about the bag now? And then the bag being found on the 18th of October, but doesn't get released to us that it's found until 25th of November. All I know is if that bag was found on the balcony on the 18th of October, 2 days after he died, and Jeff Payne is standing there at 6 o'clock in the morning on the 18th of October, but the pictures that we see of the bag are in full daylight, that bag the pictures of it would have been taken, it would have been dark outside still, because the sun come up at 6 minutes past 6 that morning on the 18th of October. And Liam Payne's dad got to the Casa Sur at 6 a.m. on the 18th of October. So, and the bag wasn't there on that balcony because that's where Jeff Payne was standing. He's standing right where that bag was found. And that bag wasn't there on the video footage with Jeff Payne standing there on the early morning of 18th of October. So therefore, if that bag was found on the 18th of October, the pictures of the bag being found should have been in darkness if it's the 18th of October. So there's loads wrong with this case. But yeah, as I say, I'm not surprised, but it's upsetting for people, and justice has not been served. And, you know, the hotel, Roger, they've all been pawns in the game now, getting used, getting looked like suspects, but going to be cleared in the end. And I know a lot of you will remember me saying that. But it's not about whether I was right or wrong. The guy's dead. His name's being trashed. And now we've just got 2 people left that look like they're up on drugs charges when I don't believe there was any drugs in his system. I don't. I just don't. I don't believe he slept with sex workers. I don't believe anything. I believe all of these people have all been laid on by the mob. The hotel, Roger's been told to play his part. The police have played their part. They've gone down loads of different avenues, released toxicology reports, staged the hotel room. There is just nothing but things wrong with this case. And that's all I got to say on it. I was in bed and I thought, I'm going to get out of bed and make a video. I need to say something about it because I literally just found out. But the story that you've been getting about all of this ain't the truth anyway. It's not. And I don't care what anyone says. My views ain't going to change on that. So, yeah, that's it. That's all I've got to say. I'm going to go back to bed, and I will be back soon. It's just this house and backwards and forwards with the housing, and it's just fucking headache. It's just headache, but I'm planning for it, and I will be back soon. But, yeah, bad news, I'm afraid. People got acquitted. And but we knew it was coming, so it's no surprise. All right, everyone. Take care anyway. See you soon, yeah?